Okay, I am going to tell you about my most recent manifestation. It was really, really fun, and I really couldn't believe it. So let me just think about how much I want to rewind here. I had been doing a lot of the work of, receiving self-worth, things like that, and I had this happens to me a lot. I don't know if it's just a Pisces thing, but I get random insight in in my dreams. Like just when I'm just about to wake up or in my dream, I tell myself to remember it. So in this case, my most recent dream was hearing a voice. I don't see anything because I ask not to see anything. And it just said, you need to heal your relationship to scarcity. And I remember in my dream, I came to a level of awareness and I said, I need to remember that. So in my dream, I went and grabbed a piece of paper and wrote it in handwriting. And so I wrote it down. When I woke up, I had this realization like, oh yeah, I wrote down this message. And the way I remembered it was because I wrote it down in my dream. I saw it in my head and I was like, oh yeah, I got to heal my relationship to scarcity. And I guess healing my relationship to scarcity would help me in my next level of what I was trying to achieve. So I do what I do, and I started getting to work, and I unraveled a lot of my, money story. I unraveled a lot of the limiting beliefs I had around receiving and feeling worthy and deserving. It's powerful work. I just don't want to bore you with the details right now because it's a fun story. So anyway, I do all that. Okay. So in my mind, I'm already like, you deserve this, right? I'm somebody who used to always say, like, I don't deserve this. Like, it's wrong for me to want more. It's wrong for me to say that, I want free stuff or I want money or things like that. I always made myself wrong, like wrong for wanting. I'm sure many of you can relate. It's like manifestation, but like being an overthinker, it's kind of difficult sometimes. And so, anyway, I plan a trip for my family. We're going to an amusement park. And I was trying to buy tickets online because it says, okay, if you buy it online, it's cheaper. So I kept trying to buy it and the payment would fail. And it just said, like, computer error. And then I looked it up and a lot of people have this issue. But anyway, every time you try, it says your payment could be pending on your credit card. I tried like 6 times. Okay. I just kept trying. It was over $250 for the whole family. And so I was like, all right, obviously this is going to work. So we're just going to have to buy tickets there. Me being my planning self, I emailed them and said, can you still honor this price? Like, I don't know why it's not working. So I was already coming up with like, I don't want to pay $90 at the gate when I could be paying $45, because that's wild. My kids are 5 and 3, so it's not like we're going to be there all day. Anyway, I get there. Okay. But in the car, I decided, what would be really cool if we got free tickets. And so I'm in the car. I tap, my husband's driving. I'm tapping. I'm trying to like keep a high vibe because sometimes when my husband's driving and we're in the car with the kids, I have some anxiety, when we have to brake too fast or like I think he's going too close to another car. Again, I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Anyway, so I'm like trying to calm myself because I don't want to like ruin the vibe of the fun day. So I'm taking responsibility for my shit. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, I want to manifest free tickets today. And so I actually put into Chat GPT that I wanted to manifest free tickets. And in my head, I was thinking, I'm doing this because first of all, how cool would it be if I actually did? And then I had proof that I put this in my phone. And so ChatGPT, just put in the basic visualization and some affirmations. And I was just like, okay, this is great. I'm going to just sit here in my energy and I'm going to manifest free tickets. And so I had to do some tapping because again, the self-worth stuff came up and I remember reminding myself like, it's okay to want this. I deserve it. Who's to say that, this can't happen for me? And then I was like, oh, what if someone else needs it more? And I just tapped through it. I tapped through the doubt, the overthinking, and especially the overthinking around the how it was going to happen. I was like, I remember tapping and the worry was like, oh my gosh, what if I feel like I have to lie to them? And then as I was tapping, I'm like, why would you even want to lie? Like, no, that's not, you don't have to worry. And then I held the emotion of like just being so excited what it would feel like if I actually got free tickets. And I just closed my eyes, tapped, and just, I don't know, enjoyed that feeling. And I just thought how funny it would be. And, I deserve it. I deserve it. I can have good things and good things can come to me. And I'm not a bad person for wanting. And so as I get there, we're in line and all the little details seem to matter because it's like, what? How does that even happen? We bring a wagon for my kids because I don't want to carry kids around the whole place, when their legs get tired and they're whining and complaining. And then my husband goes, I don't really want to bring this. We don't need it. And I say, okay, whatever. They'll have to just figure it out. And had we brought it, we'd go in a different line to check in, right? So we didn't have it. We go through, we're in line. I decided to intuitively pick what line. Anyway, I stand in this line and then I see another lady in a shorter line. And I was like, let me just jump out really quick to ask a question. And I said, hey, can I buy tickets in this line? And she's like, no, you have to go down by whatever guest services. So there's a long line and then a short line. And the short line, obviously I wasn't supposed to be there, but I just wanted to ask a question because I had sent the email and I was like, maybe I can just go in this line. But my husband looked at me and was like, all right, you can stay here and I'll go line up in the long line and we'll see where we end up. But we're not both going to stay in the same line. He just went with it. I was like, let's just see what happens, knowing full well I was in the wrong line. Next thing you know, this man comes up and there's a group of guys beside me, group of young high school kids. And he goes, hey, you guys want free tickets? And they turn their head around. They're like, what? Yeah, okay. How does this work? And he's just like, I just have extra tickets. I'm a teacher and we're here with my classroom. And 7 people didn't show up. So are you in line to buy tickets? And they're like, yeah, I am. And I thought this was hilarious because that line that he was facing, I was in a different line. There was a lot of people there. Okay, so he could have been just handing out tickets to anyone he was actually facing. And then I just laughed and I was like, wow, the universe would do this. How hilarious. But I'm like, you know what? They probably need free tickets. We have money to buy it. It's fine. And then the next thing I know, this man turns around and says, hey, how many tickets do you need? Are you buying tickets? I was like, what? I'm like, yeah, there's 4 of us. And, he says, okay, here you go. I'm a teacher. I had students that didn't show up and I just have these tickets. And I was so shocked, but really excited because that's exactly how I envisioned myself feeling. No freaking way this happened. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we ended up getting 3 free tickets from this man. And the funny thing is I wanted to buy a bundle anyway that included meals and drinks. So it would have cost the same if I had bought the upgrades for drinks and food. So it's the universe also knew that that's what I wanted for these kids. So yeah, I got 3 free tickets and then I could buy the bundle. And in order to pay for it, I didn't have to use my credit card, which the system was glitching. And I was waiting in line and I was like, hey, wait, I had money come in from my PayPal, just payments and stuff. And then I looked at my balance and I was like, oh, well, I have enough for this one ticket and the upgrades. So instead of waiting in line to try and get this credit card to work or their system to work on my credit card, I was like, I'll just try PayPal. I tried it. It worked instantly. I bought it. I was out of that line and we were in the park right away. It was a magical story. And the funniest part is that when I met with my husband, because he was in the other line and then he took my son to the washroom and whatever, I told him exactly what happened. I showed him my ChatGPT chat of hey, I want to manifest free tickets, and just showing him the evidence. And he's like, oh my gosh, all the little details, we were both just he didn't question me when I was in the wrong line. Just all the little things that led up to that moment of that man standing there, that teacher standing there saying, hey, you want a free ticket? And the fact that he turned around and asked me, I just didn't think that was going to happen. And it did. So really fun manifestation story. And I was talking to my cousin. I called her because she's into it. You probably know my cousin by now, my assistant, Jenna from Harris Haven. Talented, beautiful soul. She's a spirit baby, intuitive. I have 2 episodes with her. Check her out, Harris Haven. But yeah, I called her and she's like, what do you think you did to make that happen? What was the technique that you used? And I said tapping. Had I not tapped on the doubts and the just weird thoughts I was having and being able to regulate myself and come back down to you don't have to figure out the how. You don't have to feel like you have to lie to make this manifestation real or you feel like a bad person. All of those things, my overthinkers, I know you're listening. Tapping helped so much. It was wild. I could feel, I've been tapping for a long time now, but I can feel when my brain switches from overthinking to wait, why am I thinking that? Or oh, why is that even a problem? So that's what happened when I was tapping in the car and I just was able to ride it out. So in combination of visualization and holding that emotion of it actually happening and doing the tapping on the doubts and also doing the work on the scarcity mindset that came through to me in my dream. I was able to hold that even more. I think it all combined worked out. I'm going to be experimenting a little bit more with my manifestation process. I used also other energy psychology techniques, tapping, but there's also just like energy exercises that I was using. I don't know. I'm going to just see. And I think that I'm onto something here. I've been experimenting with this for a little bit, and stay tuned. Stay tuned on how you can join this experimentation with me because I've learned a lot through the years, but this one was like instant. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I love a good manifestation story. Please share it with me on my Instagram at jazz.eft.hd or just find me in the show notes. Yeah, I just love a community of like good vibes, manifestation stories, working on our best selves. That's what I'm all about. So, yeah, let me know your best manifestation story. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care.